This is exclusive updates, and so here's the real reason why Kanye West has been crashing out. So Kanye West has been crashing out for a while now. It's been a couple years. I mean, most people don't even remember when he was normal. He's always had something to him where he's been a little extra, but now it's over the top. A lot of people are canceling him. A lot of people are refusing to listen to him anymore. At first, he was pretty popular, but now, you know, he still has his crowd, and he's saying he's uncancelable, but a lot of people are starting to fall away from his antics. And so he was actually making music this whole time and doing fashion and, making shoes, I guess the Yeezys he's calling them, and all that. So here's why he's been crashing out. He told us a while ago that he feels like the industry had been responsible for taking his mom out. So in a way that I could say it is basically he's saying that, it has to do with the industry, what happened to his mom. I can't really put in too many other terms right now because they don't really allow you to talk about this type of stuff on a lot of platforms. But, there's been a lot of connections with people in the industry saying that they had to give up, let's say give up, you know what I'm saying by that, a family member. And the family member ends up being unalived. And sometimes it's pretty suspicious. Usually it has to do with being related to that person. It sounds like a lot of times it has to be someone you love, someone very close to you, because you got to get them up to show, I guess, the industry, and then it's not just any industry. I'm talking about like when you're dealing with the higher levels of the industry. This is the word is that, you might find yourself in a situation where you might be required to part ways with a loved one to show them that I guess you got to prove to them your loyalty or something. But it probably has to do with ritualistic stuff is what it's looking like. People have always wondered if it's real about selling your soul and stuff. And I think there is something to it. So I even suspected that's why Eminem might have been publicly going against his mother and his songs and stuff is possibly, and even his baby mom too, his Kim, I guess, the mother of his child, Haley. So with Kim, they didn't get along, and then with his mom, they didn't get along. And I suspected that it was almost to save them. It could have been to save them because, if it's not a loved one, I don't think they're real interested in making you be involved in having them unalived. So I was thinking that could have been a tactic to save them. I think the first Ghost Rider movie kind of explored that option when Ghost Rider had made a deal with the enemy's kingdom. There was this girl he liked, and he stayed away from her after that deal because he knew they wanted to take him out. They wanted to take his girl out. They wanted his girl to be unalived if he loved anyone, because anyone close, he felt like they was gonna take away from him. And his dad, he had took the deal to help save his dad from an illness, and then after that deal, the enemy kingdom had taken his dad out anyways, from what I remember. So, yeah, Kanye West had already said it's a crappy deal, all he got is a few bucks and a Happy Meal or something like that. He had freestyled before. So there's other reasons, though, why he might be crashing out as well. Let's go over some of those other things as well, because he could possibly be trying to sabotage his own career. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put that past him because I saw this in the industry just observing artists, and I've seen some artists, it looks like they might be trying to sabotage their own career. They'll change their look. They won't, I saw like for a while, Alicia Keys wasn't doing her makeup anymore, and she was destroying her music equipment after her performance. Like she didn't want to be there. Like they're making her perform, it looked like. So this was a while ago. This was some years ago, but I observed not just her do it, but I observed other artists do similar things. And so sometimes when you see the artists smash their equipment at the end of a show, it might not always just be something that's rock and roll related. It might be that they're upset that they're being forced to go on tour. and they're just taking it out and lashing out. So yeah, I saw a lot of artists do that. Sometimes it's probably entertainment purposes, but other times you can't really tell if they're just trying to destroy the equipment because they're being forced on the tour. They thought they signed up for something easy for what they love to do, like making music and having a good time. But then sometimes they take that deal, they find out that they're obligated to show up to this and that. They got to do commercials, they got to do movies, they got to apply for different things going on, and they got to do ads, and it's just like a lot more than what they signed up for. Then they go on a world tour, and after that they got you going on another one, even though they might already have enough money. So some artists will just it seems like they might lash out and try to sabotage their own career. I saw like Doja Cat. She looked pretty decent when she first came out, but then she ended up shaving her head. And I see this new artist Tyler. She did something similar where she changed her look as well, and it wasn't really necessarily for the better either. She stopped doing her hair real nice, and she just kind of wanted to show her natural look. And it's kind of like, okay, so when I see stuff like that, I'm not always sure if they're doing this. Sometimes it looks like they're doing it intentional, I should say, because that might be a way of them going back against the industry and saying, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I didn't sign up for this. And then you saw like with Cardi B, she had babies right away. Like as soon as she got her deal, she had baby after baby, it seemed, and she was always pregnant. Like I'm saying, like as soon as she got on the scene, she was pregnant. MIA was dealing with Jay-Z's label, I think, and she did the same thing. As soon as she got on with her song Paper Planes or something it's called, she had gotten pregnant right away, and this was a big Grammy performance with T.I. and Lil Wayne, and she was up there pregnant, and it wasn't really a good look, to be honest. So it's like the industry forces you to work, and I think some people weren't trying to sign up for all that, and they didn't understand all the obligations that comes with signing that contract. So they might sometimes try to sabotage their own career. And so this is another option for what Kanye West might be doing. He might be trying to sabotage his own career on purpose just because they're forcing him to work. He feels like, you know what I'm saying? So Prince and Michael Jackson and all them, like it's like they got some pushback from the industry. It looked like sometimes it looks like the industry might push back, and they might try to take back what they gave you, And then we saw that with some other artists. You just never really know what's going on behind the scenes, but it does look like sometimes the labels or these groups, these secret groups, might push back sometimes against the artist, and then you see like them going through a lot, like Diddy and Little Dirk, if you're familiar with him. Like sometimes it's real stuff, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you never know if these artists are being, the industry might be pushing back on them for daring to go against them. So Drake, he should probably play it cool, because I don't know, he's suing Universal Music Group, and then Angie Stone, I did a report on her. You saw what happened to her when she was trying to sue Universal Music Group for her money. She found out that she was owed a lot of money. She was being managed by Clive Davis, of all people. You see what happened with Whitney Houston. And, so sometimes it's that. And then let's do the last option. So far we did 2 reasonings why Kanye West might be crashing out. Here's a third one I want to share with you. There might be more, but for now, let's just do these 3. So the third one I want to share with you is mental illness. So Kanye West has been saying he is mentally ill. He actually admitted it. He said he's bipolar, but then he said they misdiagnosed him and he thinks it might be something else. So I did a video a while back ago, and I linked mental illness to possible demonic possession sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. So with mental illness, like you have schizophrenia, where these people will be talking to invisible people, or invisible entities, I should say. You can't see who they're talking to, but they'll be carrying on a full conversation with something. And that's what they're calling schizophrenia. Then there's all types of different things like multiple personality disorder, where a person will look like they have different personalities, and that right there is a clear case to me of possession. like because we saw in the Bible that Jesus had to remove this entity from this wild man, and there was like a lot of them. They had to go into pigs. There was like they called themselves legion or something. Where yeah, there was a whole lot of them in one person, and to me that sounds like split personality disorder. So look, I'm not saying there isn't no such real thing as mental illness, but I think that some of these cases of mental illness have to do with demonic possession. And so, you have like insane wards and insane asylums, and you have the criminally insane. And then there's I heard some reports too. I did a few reports on this. There was this guy that worked in one of those units and was involved with these types of people. And he said he saw some stuff that proved to him that it was spiritual, because spiritual things were happening to him while he was working in one of these insane asylums and dealing with the schizophrenic and stuff. So he said he actually witnessed, things flying off the wall. And when he interacted with the schizo, he said there was, a different voice that came out of him. And it was like a clear case of demonic possession. He said there's no question about it. This wasn't natural, So with Kanye West, he said he has some type of mental illness, and this could be a form of possession. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, that could be what's going on with Kanye West, because he's doing a lot of things that, is not normal. And he's wearing strange uniforms and, stuff like that. And, he could actually be demonically possessed. And that's, he might not be in full control of his actions and what he's saying and doing at all times. It could be going in and out, or it could be a full takeover. He could, you never know how much of the real Kanye West is really left inside of his physical body, and it could be something else operating within him. A lot of these artists have split personalities. Well, they call them different alternate personas. Like Beyonce had Sasha Fierce, Lil Wayne had Lil Toonshi, Kanye West is now Ye, and a lot of artists, they'll have these different personalities. Like even Nicki Minaj had an artist she called Roman. And so she said I think she said like described him as a little boy or something. That was, I don't know, it was a weird story. So yeah, with Kanye West, it could be that he's demonically possessed, and that he could be interacting with something that's trying to possess him and it could be related to the first thing, like with unaliving a family member or something. That could be a form of getting that ritual started for possession. Then I'm sure they probably got to do some oaths behind the scene. I guess to get to a certain level, they're saying in the industry, it becomes pretty weird. And this dude Clive Davis, like, he's been around forever. Like he's like, it looks like dude's almost 100 years old. So I mean, this is a weird character, and he's dealing with some of the top people in the industry, and he's been involved. So yeah, this is a very dangerous. It looks like it's a very dangerous field to get into, especially if you start becoming successful. It looks like you're going to end up running into a point where you're at a point of no return, where I guess you could have an option still before you actually, if it gets to that point where you're actually dealing with and interacting with an entity trying to give you a deal. And I don't really understand how it goes, but it probably has to do with free will. So it's probably laid out to them what's really going on. They're probably, I would guess it would be a deal where you're intentionally taking it, because I don't know if they could actually hide all that stuff in a contract where, that's probably a little of both, actually, because I know those contracts can be pretty sketchy too, where you sign up for something, like I said, with the second option, where all of a sudden you're working extra hard and you thought you're going to have an easy life. So that could be the journey to maybe getting that deal. Is first they make you work super hard, and then a way out is, they might present you with another option, and that might have to do with, like I said, unaliving a loved one or something like that. Then it gets worse, because then you become possessed and all that. So yeah, this is my thoughts on what's really going on with Kanye West and why he's crashing out. I think it's something deeper than what we we are being told. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. This has been Exclusive Updates. Let's get over 100 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe and all that. I'll leave links to follow me on social media. If you can support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online by becoming a YouTube member, a monthly Patreon, or use that thank you button on YouTube. So yeah, that's about it. This has been Exclusive Updates signing off.